It's the Daily Talk Show, episode 828.
It's weekend banter. What's happening, guys? What's going on?
You fucked it. It's 8:29, mate.
829. Who cares?
8:29. Jess Lucas, producer Jess, welcome. Mr. 97, thanks for chiming in and just bringing down Josh.
No, that's all
you can go now, mate. We'll finish your stream up and it will just be the three of us, to be honest.
Well, I did ask you before, but the thing is, there needs to be. So I've ordered index cards. And if I had index card, I would write down the episode number on the index card, and I would have it there. The problem is that the index cards are coming from overseas, and so I've got a fucking Officeworks that's 300 meters from my apartment, but I feel fucking dumb because I've bought 4,000 index cards to go and buy index cards from fucking Officeworks.
Do you remember when you wanted to start printing emails in the office?
Yeah, I do remember that. I still think it would be great to have a good qual printer.
No, I agree, but it is expensive, and who's getting the ink? You almost need to buy a year's worth of ink as you buy the printer, because the ink will run out in 3-4 months, and then you've still got another year before you there's an argument in the office and you throw it off the balcony because Jess has been printing too much. Jess, have you ever been in trouble at a corporate business where you're printing too much? It seems to be quite a problem.
I'm not a massive printer. I don't like it. Yeah. Trying to conserve the trees,
Is there an environmental spin to it, or are you just making that up for optics?
No, I just think it's a waste because you look at it once and then I never look at it again, and I hate clutter. So pieces of paper everywhere really pisses me off.
Okay, no, I get that. And so does that mean that you would be opposed to, I was talking about one day in the future what the whole setup looks like, and I imagined for every show, imagine having sort of a 50-metre long cork board, and every show, say if we had, probably 50 metres, yeah, that's good. 5 metres, that's long, I guess. So imagine it's long. Yeah, it's a long office. Huge. 50 metres, a big office, big upgrades. So maybe let's say 20 metres, right? 20-metre cork board. Right, and then
our whiteboard's only like 2 and a bit meters.
Yeah.
And because my new backyard at my new place is only 17 meters long, and that feels fucking huge.
I mean, you've been speaking about it like it's the biggest thing. I thought you were moving to a farm.
It basically is. It's 17.
You're going to have an F45. You're going to have fucking Collingwood's children's farm there. You're going to have fucking every single thing. It will be. But anyway, So imagine at 20 metres, let's say 20 metres, and we have 10 different podcasts at that point. And for every podcast, they get 2 metres of corkboard, and they get boxes of index cards, and they're putting up all their ideas. Are you okay with that from a paper perspective, Jess?
No, because what about the content ideas? What if you want surprises and stuff? You can't be showing other people, or I know they're in our network, but you can't be showing everyone else the content
This is
ideas.
A classic Jess move, isn't it? We're just fucking worried that everyone's going to steal your ideas. No one wants your fucking. No one wants anyone's ideas.
Not mine. I don't care about. I'm collective.
You know what though? We're looking at how people work, and people work differently, and so being next to a row of 10 other people doing work. It's a pain in the ass.
People are coming at different. People are coming at different. Mate, I'm the one who hates people more than anyone, right? But what I'm saying is, you have too much Tully doing her production meeting at midday. One Trick Tony comes in at 3. Everyone's doing it different. We can get you a fucking curtain that you can put over your ideas, Jess.
Isn't there a push away from open plan workspaces now?
Yes. Yeah. Massively. But I mean, I see this as a bit of a different one, which is the difference between having desks set up and then having collaborative places where there's a little bit of space. So does every podcast need their own office? Is that what we're saying? It's getting real.
It wouldn't be bad. Wouldn't be bad. It'd be lovely.
Yeah.
Jess would like it.
Could we just have a smart screen where we could just have one office and then we rotate the different podcasts and then we can tap on it and you can log in and you can have your ideas.
It's a real interactive whiteboard.
Yeah, but there's no index cards at that point, is there?
No.
Can I just make a point?
Mm-hmm.
You are the only one who wants the index cards.
Yeah. It's a very big drive, and he's really doubled down with the 4,000 of them.
I know. Where are you going to store them now?
So the pricing, it's so I found out after
Was
the
it
review.
more affordable than Officeworks?
Yes, yeah, a lot more, half the
good.
price.
Okay.
And
Okay,
so
well, that's
so I got them from Amazon, and they're a bit of a thinner stock, which I normally would be a thick stock guy, but
GSM.
but the thing is that they have lined on one side and plain on the other. So it's versatile in that regard, and it's thick enough that you can use a Sharpie on it. And so I just think it's great for show planning. Maybe we do all show planning on Trello, and then we can do maybe website user experience stuff or
brainstorming that then Jess will translate to Trello.
Yes. Yeah. I'm sure. I reckon there's probably an app right now where you can take a photo of the corkboard. So the one annoying thing about the corkboards is all the pins.
You don't need, absolutely don't need a corkboard. Pins are the most silly fucking things. Like, there's so many other versions. There's so many other options. Sticky tape. What do you call it?
Corkboard? What's the point of
you
having
don't use a corkboard. We don't need a corkboard. No corkboard needed.
So what are you using?
You can stick it on any wall.
Board?
You can use blue tack. You can use any sort of adhesive.
It's like what you did in the Booper video where they're all the
They were using it on the glass. They were doing like a scrum, agile type stuff. It looks very good. But
have you been a part of a team that actually does it, JJ? Like in a tech business? Because you worked in Vado, and I could imagine the engineers and shit.
Yeah.
Because I feel like this is foreign to Jess. Because Jess, it's a very common practice.
Yeah, I've done Agile before. Yeah. But also like working at Clems and stuff. Like there are posters and stuff all over the walls. Like worked like that. Don't like it.
And TJ, remember we went to Old Maid in Los Angeles. What's his name? Real funny, creative.
Fuck. I was literally talking about him this week. Not Dax. I was thinking Dax.
It's going to annoy
Culver City.
I still remember
I still had his business card this week.
The creative agency.
Remember in the toilet there was all those
big. Brooks Atwood.
Brooks.
Thank you. Yeah, Brooks is fucking great.
Fuck, love Brooks.
He in his office, they just have they've clearly got endless amounts of ink because they've just got fucking concepts and mood boards and Pinterest, Jess. Like Pinterest once was just fucking like a classic corkboard with some pins.
Yeah. I mean, I figured that's probably the inspiration.
And I'm the digital. The thing is that I'm the digital guy. I think where it comes, I think.
But are you? You're pushing the corkboard.
I know.
Because this is what I found fascinating about the whole thing. Because remember when I started, and you guys were like, "No, we don't use Google Sheets," and stuff. I was like, you're like, that's so antiquated. And then now you want to go back.
I don't know that word, so I have not used that word.
No,
I would have been drunk if I did.
You might not have used the word, but okay, that
Can
was.
you say that word, TJ? Put it in a sentence. What do you think it means?
Well, it's a finishing off with something. So it's like, I'm sick of this process because it's so antiquated. It's like, tell me what it means, and then I'll tell you if I was right.
Jess, what's the definition of antiquated?
Good guess, but no. Just like antiques. No. If you think about an antique, it's old.
It's a bit primitive.
So it's an old process.
Outdated.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think what's happened is because I watched those few hours of the masterclass on the screenwriting, and so much of they have this writer's room, and in the writer's room they've got a corkboard, and they've got he's like, this is how the best television and films and all this sort of thing are made. And so based on that,
Mason's dealt with it. You've come in after a weekend. We have a whole new approach to business, and it's off the back of a book.
But there's something nice about the tangible nature of the tactility.
No, I get it. We get it.
I've said it to GB too. I've Sevs, with Hump Day, are you moving to index cards? Is that happening or no?
We're doing index cards digitally on Asana.
Okay.
Yeah, that's great.
Can you do index cards digitally on Asana? Do they call them index cards?
No, they're just cards.
Okay.
Same thing,
And
same
so-
vibe.
and let's talk about
it's one word.
Well, how do you land on something though? Because you see something, Josh, and I know that it's your intentions are so great, and it's like it is obviously working for a company like Disney or whatever who are implementing this.
I'm sure there would have been index cards in Frozen. Yeah, I'm sure if we go back to the doco, there were moments of index cards.
I'm sure it's who's it for? What's it for? It's for a specific part of the process that then can be taken away. There's definitely something worth like using notepad and pen to just write shit down.
Index
But then,
card.
it is the back and forth
with the notepad and pen. But
well, if you actually took shit off the table, so if you took off the table writing down, you then have to find the way using digital
like
note
paperless
taking.
stuff. I mean, I'm the guy. Keep in mind, I'm the guy that at the start of the week was talking about drafts and having all my notes in my phone. So I'm not opposed to digital, but I think that the exciting thing is if you're in a brainstorm or you're in a production meeting or you're trying to collaborate, there is something annoying about everyone just being on their computer. And because you're getting input stuff, so you're getting stimulus from that, and you're Googling things, and And so what I would love is for us to separate a little bit and say, here, we're generating ideas. No idea is a bad idea. Come on, what's your ideas? Yeah. And then we're getting the index cards and we're putting it on and we've got the pins. And then by the end of it, you have a cork board full of ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, Jess has done this a million times.
As long as we don't have to do a run sheet. As long as we don't, remember we did a brainstorm, Tommy and I. That's how I run brainstorms. I didn't realise we were talking about brainstorms. I thought we were talking about run sheets using them.
Yeah. Well, so there is the bleed in the comms around it. It's going to be used for everything. If you want to have a coffee catch up, we're using a cork board and fucking...
Well, so the thing is...
That's the vibe right now.
So the run sheet, I feel, should be, because... you weren't happy because you showed me the too much Tully run sheet, and all I did was I selected the whole doc and put it
and pressed delete and said start again. This is terrible.
No, I press the line through and everything. That's more obnoxious because you can see that something was gone. No, I turned the type size, the font size, to I think it was 16 or 18, and I'm like, there, changes done, go in, and you weren't happy.
No, and I went straight back in and reversed what you did.
Yeah, I watched that, and I watched it in real time. I was on a client
and
call,
you cried,
and I watched it in real time as the Google all the work that I'd done in the Google Doc just slowly start going back to its original size. But the point being that I think, as I've said before, I'm allergic. I have an allergy to big blocks of text, and things need to be sort of, they dance on the page if there's too much text. And so we need to try and do one lines on what we're doing rather than if we're talking about something, doing a whole paragraph. Because if you're doing a show, if you're on the podcast, I mean, you do. It's like think about when you're in school. In school, the kids who are just getting started in debating or doing speeches, they would write every single bit on the page, right? And then the top dogs, what the SRC presidents are doing, what ends up happening.
What did you do back in the day?
I had index cards, and I couldn't get. I remember when I first saw. So I'd just been cutting paper. I'd just been getting A4 paper and cutting it. And then I saw...
remember guillotines in the libraries?
Yeah, guillotines were great. I had a guillotine, my personal guillotine. Anyway, when I discovered that there was a type of card that you could buy that was actually designed for this specific purpose. I've been loving index cards for a long time. I've had many. We've used a lot in the office. I feel like we went through them very quickly. And so...
I thought you still have a stack of about 300 on your desk.
I wish.
Yeah, I did try and look for them. But Jess and I bought a bunch before our brainstorm, didn't we? Yeah, where are they? I think they're at the office.
No, I think they're sticky notes.
Oh, they were sticky notes, sorry. We wanted a similar vibe, but we wanted to make them easy to put up. Sticky notes work, don't they, Jess?
Yeah, sticky notes work for brainstorms because then everyone
Because you can get different sizes.
slice and
Yeah, I have seen. So I read an article about index cards specifically before I bought them, and someone
it's
said,
riveting.
"If you want, no, it's great. It's good to know this stuff. Someone's got to care. You don't have to." But in the article they said, if you are doing long days, to avoid sort of wrist issues, the sticky notes are great because you're not having like putting pins in every.
Why? Because heaps of wankers are using them.
Good wank joke. No, because it's the pins.
No, I get it. I think I'm a fan
To
of
avoid
sticky
wrist
notes.
issues.
I'm a thinker.
Yeah. So then we could look.
You're
and
not.
this is,
You're only pinning max a couple of hundred a day. Maximum. That's on
a
the
lot.
outrageous
That's a
scale.
lot.
Yeah.
Bloody
You're not gonna have
snowflakes.
you're not going to have wrist issues after pinning 100 things.
It's no, this is great. Hang on, let's take it away from this riveting conversation.
Just very quickly on the index. One thing that I forgot to mention: Ryan Holiday, the author that you love, is a great writer. He has a whole index card method where he's got boxes and boxes of index cards, and what he does, this is one of the other reasons I bought so many. When you're reading a book, you know how I've been like underlining like quotes that I like?
Yeah.
Then what you do is after you've read the book, go through the book and for every quote or underline, create an index card. And then so what you end up with is a repository of all of your quotes, the ideas. And so then if you want to write a book and you want to quote things, or you're like, oh fuck, like what happened here? You've got all these, like I could become very good at quoting.
Is that not
Just
what?
dovetail your book.
Yeah.
No,
It's
I thought you literally had the Kindle app for that purpose.
yeah. So, but
There's that hooked in, like, what is it called?
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. It's just the
Readwise.
highlights thing. Yeah. So Readwise is a third-party app that I was using that will send you an email each day with some highlights from your Kindle. But what we're talking about here, Sevs, is physical books.
Sure.
yeah. No, I love
Anyway, moving on. Sorry, I'm done.
it. Jess, last Saturday we did the check-in on your date, and I know because I get access to the Too Much Tully recording. There was no update on next week's Too Much Tully about your date, and so I'm thinking maybe we can sneak one in, or is it you want to get back to us on
Cold.
that?
It's so cold.
Oh, it's gone. It's gone cold. Oh no!
It's not a crime case, is it? Like,
Get the cue cards out. Let's build out a mind
Index
map of this shit.
yeah. So
I
what's
don't know.
happened, Jess?
Well, it's mostly me. I'm just off him at the moment. I just can't be bothered with him.
And this is
He-
after he decided to watch basketball with his brother. I didn't even know the basketball season was on.
Yeah.
I didn't know what
I think it got pushed out because of COVID.
Yeah, LeBron's playing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is the basketball actually on?
I don't know how it's working, but they're definitely playing.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're using Aura rings.
I could get around
for
it.
to
Really? For
measure track temperature. They're using just very
yeah,
quickly.
interesting.
NBA bought 4,000 or 4,000 or something Aura rings that all of the players are using, and it's to check their temperature. And if they get an abnormal temperature, they then have to get tested. And the reason they came up with the idea was a guy on Facebook who has an Aura ring, which is like a tracking ring for like sleep and all that sort of thing, said, hey guys, I have an Aura ring. This was back in like March. I was going to get on a flight somewhere and I saw that my temperature was funny. And I thought, oh, that's weird. I'm going to go get tested. And he had COVID. And so after that, they basically pivoted from being like the sleep tracking thing to being like a, what do they call it? What do they call it now? It's like a diagnosis ring or like a diagnosis
That's
product. Anyway.
The same thing happened with Whoop.
Yes.
Like it's not the NBA stuff, but around like there was the first person who got the first person who had a Whoop who got COVID had the same experience. Like, man, my heart rate's off, my everything's off, and so that's how he picked it up, which is pretty cool. But the NBA, they're also using a new test as well to
What
test
sort of
its players.
test?
It's like a quick.
Is it the one the White House are using? It's like 15
5
minutes.
minutes, whatever. Yeah.
It's ridiculously quick for a COVID test.
I mean, Joe Rogan's testing all of his guests. Is he using that?
Yeah,
Is he
it's
using
not that one. It's a different version, but
No, they're
It's,
using spit tests.
Okay.
yeah, wow.
And so,
mean,
Jess, sorry, we're talking about your dating and then went to the NBA stuff. This is what guys do. Somehow you want to talk about your love life and we'll talk about sport. Don't get me started.
And then I just clock out.
You just accept it. So how are you feeling about it all then? So you feeling
Fine.
cold?
Do you know what? Nah, I'm okay because I'm kind of whatever it is, what it is. He wasn't that he was fine, but the banter wasn't that good that I'm like, sad about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I can deal with that. And I mean, I feel bad. I'm probably ghosting him because I'm just not going to write back to his last message. He's just painful.
So you won't. You
really
can't
hope he
Casper
doesn't.
him. You can't Casper him based on. You wouldn't know who he is if you saw him at a cafe. Would you know it was him?
Yeah, I feel like I would now. And
Would he know
works
what you look
literally
like?
down the road.
Okay, so there
So
could be a
that's gonna be
chance
fun.
that you bump in,
into each
but
other.
it's
Does he
not
know
like
what you
because he
look
has-
like?
Yeah, because you've got photos on Hinge and stuff. So, I mean,
yeah,
I'm
of course.
fairly sure he'd. Yeah,
Will he only
it would be
recognise
awkward.
you if you're dressed up as a sausage, though?
Hot dog.
Yeah, potentially. What was talking about food?
Have you updated
yeah.
Have you updated any of that stuff, the food stuff?
Nah, because again, I'm just off it all. I can't be bothered. Like
No, I get it.
having to sustain a conversation really pisses me off. I just
welcome to life
Yeah.
and a
I know.
podcast.
Yeah. I
Well,
thought my index
yeah.
card quirk was funny.
you guys are engaging though. Like he's just kind of like, "How's your day?" And
So
I'm
you
like,
want to date us, is what you're saying, which you can't. That's the problem.
Josh, can you cue the clap sound effect?
Yeah.
It was this week, probably 4 days ago. That's a bit early. that
Real premature.
that Jess posted for the first time in 1 year on Instagram.
Prompt me when you want the clap.
Go. That's it. That's it there. Big one. And
that
so
was
it
all
had
black
got
and white.
late. It had got late in the night, late in the arvo. And she'd even said to me, what should I post? I was
What
like,
did you
I
say,
don't know,
TJ?
I can't even remember. I was like, I don't know. Just I could stop thinking
NBA
about it so much.
sports?
Just post something.
I have
and then-
nothing to post.
And then she's done a post. Tell us about why you chose the aesthetic, why you went with it, and how hard was it for you? And do you feel good?
Yeah, I felt good about it. I got a lot of engagements, more than I've ever had before in my life. So it was all about.
Of course you
that
did, mate.
fake
They
love.
thought you were
Felt
dead.
good.
They thought you'd
You call them
gone.
engagements?
Yeah, like likes, comments.
Yeah. Sure.
Engagement.
Felt real good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of engagement.
The reason I went.
A lot of engagements,
reason I went-
proposals. Sorry. Go on.
What?
No, go on.
The reason I went for black and white is because I wanted to break it off from the stuff I
yeah.
posted, and now I'm going to start posting more.
Oh,
And I still
I
don't have a
see.
strategy around what I'm going to post. And
God,
then
it was the 3 line across. So the 3 photos. She's really done the line. That's fucking great.
yeah.
And so you think that people will be aware, or you have to put it in your bio, like black and white, pre-black and white, everything from 2019 back. Or you just assume people
I
understand.
think I'll just start fresh. I don't think I'll draw attention to it,
Yeah. And so what is your
I
posting
mean, it sounds pretty
strategy gonna
thought
be?
out, to be honest. It
Yeah.
sounds really thought through.
Actually, before we get to the posting strategy, what did you actually post?
I posted old photos of my family. My gran wanted to do a big family photo. She wanted to get it all printed and stuff for her home. And if you look at the last one, we're all sitting on a couch. It looks like we're the cast of Friends or something.
Big cast of friends.
It's great.
It's great. I love
It
the
was
one with
so
your
candid.
sister because you're sort of holding her stomach like she is like newly pregnant.
Did you
sort
look
of-
at the hand placement as well of the other two?
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. That's so bizarre because I thought it was her hand, but they've got them interlocked, like over each other. But it looks like one hand. Your sister's got some sort of, 17 fingers.
I mean,
Wow.
Yeah,
No,
I don't
love
know why they do. We're just also awkward in front of a camera. So
I get that. Well, Mason's actually, Sev's, you being the family guy, you've
Yeah.
done your own family shoot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not much. It wasn't a family shoot, but for Grace's mum's birthday, we thought we'd send over a photo because she's got this great place where she puts all the family photos, and so we went out on the weekend and took a photo in the front yard, and then got it printed. It.
Can you show? Have you got it on your phone or something? Can you show it to us?
Yeah, I do. Hang on, it's actually my
Oh, it's your background. Oh, wow.
Oh, very
Wow.
cute.
That's very
Who took
close up.
that?
Yeah.
Who took that? Did you get Dad, Rick? Did you get him out there?
Got Dad's camera, and Sam went and took it. But it was
Did you post it as well?
No, he hasn't.
I haven't posted it. Just hang on, here we go.
And his dad's got the latest camera, A7X, A7S,
It's very sweet, isn't it?
A7R.
And then there's that tall one.
Oh, it's great.
High res.
Portrait. Yeah, it's beautiful. How did you know what to
biceps
wear?
there.
Like, are you you sort of coordinated? Are you both wearing navy or something? Or
Yeah, I mean, I just put on my only t-shirt that was there, and then that jumper is actually Grace's mum's jumper
oh, great.
from a while ago.
That Grace
So-
was wearing.
that Grace was wearing, yeah, which is quite cute.
The what about wearing all white? That was a big thing for a while. What is that? What's that material? Like
White
when you
parties?
go to Greece or whatever. No, when you go to Greece or whatever, and you wear. I've got one of those
Cotton,
shirts.
Linen.
Oh, linen, sorry.
Yeah, I feel like it would be fun to do. We could. How about we do a big
linen
media
party.
company linen shoot would be great.
Photo shoot.
All fucking matches.
Linen shoot.
Yeah, brought to you by Rod and Gun. I've got linen
Oh
shirts.
yeah, the directors can be wearing blazers just to cut it real, just in the middle, real cringe. That'd be nice.
And short,
God.
like pants though, or you like sort of like baggy white pants as well.
Yeah,
Linen
we could do it
pants.
on sand, like a really,
yeah,
sort
like a
of-
real yacht vibe.
yeah. I thought, that'd be
That
nice.
is
Boat
great.
shoes. Boat shoes would be nice.
And cocaine in everyone's pockets. That sounds like the vibe.
It sounds like your bloody 40th, TJ.
Mate, that's what's happening in Greece. Who's coming? Jess, that you're new to the podcasting space and you're already on about 70 shows. How are you feeling about sharing more personal stuff? Because you're the girl that had the closed Facebook page, Instagram account. So you're quite personal. And next minute, you're talking about, relationships, dating, mental health. Like, how are you feeling? We should be doing this off air, but let's just check it now.
Index cards haven't arrived yet, so we're just going to roll with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, fine. I'm okay with it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you guys don't know if I'm revealing everything.
Okay. What does that mean?
yeah.
I'm actually a pretty open book, let's be honest. You guys probably
But are you?
hear about everything in my life.
What don't we
Yeah,
know
probably.
about? Tell us one. Here's a fun game. Tell us one thing that we don't know about you.
Oh, I don't know if I feel like Tommy might know this, but I have my nose pierced.
I knew this as well. Can you
No, I
flick it
didn't
down
know
for
that.
us?
Maybe it's,
Yeah.
what do you mean flick it down?
So she's got it always in.
Oh my God, you've got... Oh, yes, sorry, no. Yes, I did know that. But I didn't know
Can you
that
go
you
closer to
kept
the
it
camera?
in.
You can't.
Can you go?
I didn't know
Yeah,
you
there we
kept
go.
it in.
Thumb down.
Do you flick it out much?
No.
Okay, so...
It's not there.
Is it?
It's
How do you
through-
take it out?
It's just like up and looped over. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
got little balls on the ends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you take off the ball and
that's
you
that.
can take it up.
And
And
so
so... Yeah, when do you bring it out? When do you sort of flick it down?
Ah,
First
no, I
date.
haven't brought it out. No, I haven't brought it out in years. I can't remember the
Really?
last time I actually wore like a hoop through it. Yeah. No, I probably wouldn't bring it out. Now it's just for lols. Because everyone's like, you
Just
know
for
nose
lols.
pierced.
Oh, really? Just for lols?
Yeah. And I just feel
And-
like I could just reveal that to like my future guy. He's going to be like, what is that? I'm like, I'm a bad.
I'm a badass. Have you got any tattoos, Jess?
No.
I think we spoke about that on Hump Day. Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Just
I
get
know.
a bit too indecisive or just feel like you'd have... I mean, Hayden feels like the opposite. He's like, mate, no, you don't regret them. You just fucking keep living. Which you
just
have to
keep
say that if
living.
you have a podcast logo, And you're up. And a hummus logo for that matter.
Yeah.
I mean, Sev's actually you mentioned on Hump Day Replay that you would get the Daily Talk Show tattooed. Interesting spots that you were suggesting.
Well, so we've discussed this before. At the end of the 10 years, getting a little like a little tattoo or a little like memento of what we've achieved and what we've done. Yeah, and so I don't know if it'll be. I don't think it'll be the logo. I don't know what it'll be, but I think it'd be.
I think
nice
you said it was the. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the Daily Talk Show logo. You don't want the logo. You think it's too corporate or something?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't get the logo.
BMC.
You get like a microphone.
I get like a little microphone.
A microphone. People are like, were you in a band?
I think there's good things like Josh on your arm, the back of it, like in sort of really skinny text.
An index card.
EP 14. It just says EP 14.
Actually, it would be good to have something where we need all of our arms together to make something up.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, yeah.
That's cute. Do you have any tats, Josh?
I've got 6, but they're all on my right shoulder. Now I've got none.
I was like, oh fuck! How?
Yeah, no.
Look, I'm happy if we can get the confirmation right now. As long as Josh, it's definitely you and I still here in 10 years. If these guys will fucking put up with us, they'll be here too. But can we get a pact right now? Will you all get a tattoo of some kind to reflect the previous years?
Yeah,
Yes.
fucking oath.
Yeah, great.
Yes, got it. We've got it.
Yeah, that's good.
I can't wait to be watching this back in 10 years' time and being like...
Yeah. It'll be in 8 or 7.5. So it's going to come back real quick.
Quick.
Just so you know, if it's feeling chilly this weekend, it's because icy mass of Antarctic air is heading for Australia to drop the weekend temperature.
Oh.
That's cool. Mate, I'm not looking forward to it, to be honest. I've got a nice heater, but it's interesting.
I just haven't really
sunny
thought about
right
it. Did you? I feel like it's boring talking about other podcasts you listen to on
Why?
a podcast. Well, it just
don't
feels like
mention.
it's
Just say,
well, just-
say you overheard a
Say I heard
conversation.
this. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
so
Heard a
like,
couple of
I
guys
feel like it's
talking.
a personality trait of. Is my light shifting? I feel like my light keeps doing like the LED thing. Anyway, Joe Rogan had David Blaine on his podcast. He is like a fucking magician, illusionist. I don't know, like he's fucking all these things, right?
He's a modern
freak
day
show.
Houdini, but even more talented, I think, than Houdini.
Oh, that's
Like,
pretty cool.
he can hold his breath longer. Houdini could only do 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes. He can do 17. Like, he's like the Houdini on steroids, but Houdini probably has
Is he
a
on
bigger
steroids?
brand.
He probably is on steroids.
Yeah, probably.
Definitely on something, yeah.
But anyway, the thing that I was listening to was about coral. You hear him talking about coral, TJ?
No.
Fucking coral's
Coral
amazing.
bleaching or...
Not just coral.
the
Just
ecosystem,
coral,
or-
like, it's like the oldest... It's like one of the oldest animals. It's got no ears, no eyes, all this sort of thing. And they all like... I'm going to fuck it up. Go listen to that podcast. But essentially, they all open up or whatever at a certain time, right? Around the world. And you can cut off a piece of coral, put it in London in a bucket, and at the exact same time, it will open up with all of its friends. Like it
Wow.
knows. Isn't that fucking clever?
That's magic.
Yeah.
How weird.
Is that why they were talking about it? Because it's sort of magical?
Yeah, just talking about
human-
just the whole just fucking coral.
I mean, if how about glowworms? Have you ever seen glowworms?
I don't find that too. I mean, you're describing
Man, that's
everything
fucking
they sell at
magical.
What's new now?
How about this? How about the shrimp? There's a certain type of shrimp that can heat up 1,000 degrees. Look at that. Look up this says
Really?
it like
Built-in
heats
barbecue.
it like heats the water around it, and so it's like one of the most savage killers in the sea, but it's so small, and so it's some kind of killer shrimp.
Absurd creature of the week. This is from Wired. The feisty shrimp that kills with bullets made of bubbles. Fuck no, that's not it. But geez, that's shrimp.
No, that sounds it.
Oh my God, they travel at 97 kilometers an hour
Yep.
and reach
Dude.
temperatures of 8,500 degrees Fahrenheit.
I mean,
Without
the ocean
burning
is scary.
themselves.
Are they cooking themselves?
Well, they stay
No,
alive.
because they're shooting them out. I don't know how they make.
What
them
about
hot, though.
electric? What about electric eels? Like, isn't this shit like if
Yeah,
you're
the
really to
ocean.
go
Bizarre.
deep, go
You don't want to go in
sort
the
of.
ocean.
Oh mate,
do you think
the
of,
ocean's fucked.
Jess?
Yeah.
Jess?
Yeah.
Can't
Do you
trust
believe
it.
in aliens?
No.
But she believes in
In the lady in Bendigo that tells your future? Is that true? Yeah.
believes in tarot card readers, but not
Yeah.
that there could be
Yeah,
some
the
kind
aliens.
of
No, I get it.
extraterrestrial force. It's not ET. We're not talking ET, Jess. We're talking about a potential sort of life form that we don't understand.
Are you talking about little bacterias, or are you talking an actual?
When you say little
thing?
bacteria, I feel like it sounds boring.
Well, so you're talking about a being,
Life.
like a thing that can move, like that's walking.
Yeah, what is a thing?
Whatever that
what is
movement
what is
is.
a being?
I don't know.
Define a
Something
being.
that's alive. Something that's alive.
Is coral a being?
Yes.
I don't know. Is it? Being.
If you on that front, Josh, I've done a lot of like watching of documentaries and like researching.
So have I. Documentaries don't make it fucking... Anyway, go on. Is this going to be about the gurus? Because it can't be fucked
No, it
today.
wasn't gonna. It was going to be about the coral and how
yeah,
amazing it actually is. I feel like you didn't get the
I
conversation you
fully-
wanted.
I didn't...
wanted
well,
out
do you
of
think...
it.
Yeah, go on. What do you think about the coral?
Well, the reason they I don't know how to say this nicely. Like when they reproduce,
fuck.
they
Is that what you're going to
when
say?
they let off their
Oh, so when they ejaculate.
semen into the waters, yeah, they do
Yes.
it once a year,
Uh-huh.
and it has to be the most perfect temperature. Otherwise, they can't let it go. And because the
Oh,
coral
mate,
is
they're fucking
not
fussy.
good for,
They're
not good
fussy,
for
aren't
global
they?
warming. Jesus.
well, no, that's the whole issue. But that's coral bleaching because when the waters get too warm, they can't do it.
Ah.
So it's the equivalent
Just
of blue
need to make
balls. It's
Yeah.
white balls.
Yeah. Actually, that would be funny. We should change Tommy's bio just to be the description of coral to see if anyone picks up on it.
What is
But
the
anyway,
description of?
Or just
Of what?
Or just
Of
the
coral,
sperm
yeah.
once a year, but it's got to be the perfect timing. And climate change will fuck it up.
Temperature.
Yeah, go on. Go on. Sorry, Jess.
Yeah, so I do think that there is probably something out there, but I don't think that there maybe is like I don't think they're like us, civilized. Is that the word you'd say?
Yeah.
I reckon.
Well, they could be
So you
civilized.
do believe in aliens?
Well, I don't know. Are we calling them aliens? Can't we just
Yeah.
call
Well, I
it
think
life?
you.
Oh,
Well,
geez, that's
I think
very-
you got to make the distinction between humans and other things that
So
aren't.
an alien
classed as a human.
is so outside of this world, I guess, is the question.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah, I do. My
Extraterrestrial?
mind went straight to aliens in big circular disc spaceships.
I mean,
when you said-
technically,
Yeah.
an alien is just anyone that belongs to a foreign country. A foreigner, especially
Unfamiliar
one who
and
is
disturbing.
not a naturalized citizen. No. Hypothetical or fictional being from another world. Another world, I think, is what I'm talking about when I say aliens.
I reckon
So-
they'd be more advanced, to be honest.
You think?
Too
so-
advanced for us to even realise.
But what's
But this year, guys,
You go.
this year the Pentagon has released information. They've said that they have off-world vehicles not made on this Earth, and that's from the fucking Pentagon. And so this is just sort of the thought is that it's like so much crazy shit's happening in the world that if they drop some stuff in now, it hasn't got the interest level that it once had, and so then they start releasing it. That's their plan. And everyone's so accustomed to the thought of aliens and that they're here and that they're existing from movies and everything. But if they've got vehicles like UFOs, like you're saying, Jess, there's Bob Lazar. Do you know of Bob Lazar, Jess?
No.
You should watch a documentary about Bob Lazar. He's a guy that was supposedly working at Area 61? Area 61? He's working
Area 51,
on these
something like
crafts.
that, yeah.
And so he says that these crafts exist, and he describes getting into one and seeing it, and he said that he's seen them activated and lifting up. And he said that some of the things that have become known as the stuff he was talking about
Area
wasn't
51.
in existence. Area 51.
Area 61 is an MMA.
But that was the nightclub I went to in St Kilda. That's where I went. It was Area 61
Area
in St Kilda.
61 is a CrossFit and MMA in Bateman's Bay.
Area 61 St Kilda. I've had some big nights there. Yeah, it was. It was a bar in St Kilda, Area 61. There's a fucking lot of aliens there, mate. I looked like one too. I was lit. But it's very fascinating. And it's I think
he's
that
a weird
you are
character, though.
Quite open. Yeah, he is, but I think
he's like when he was on Joe Rogan, he was like, I was like, man, my head's hurting. Just like real strange quirks that he's just like, man, I can't, my head hurt. Oh, yeah, I don't know. He was just trying to remember stuff. And he was like, man, my head hurts, and just like imagine. It's very weird.
Imagine having information in your head that no one believes is true, and so regardless of if you think it's true or if you even feel like you've experienced that situation, no one believes you. Like, there is a huge amount of people that are like, dude, you're fucking off your face.
Yeah.
I don't want to believe that.
Well, have you heard? So I was watching, the Winklevoss twins.
Yes.
They were in the social.
Bringing them up.
They were really.
I don't know. He's done it like twice on the show.
Really? Does he think he's the Winklevoss twins of the Daily Talk Show? He's going to come after us because he came up with the idea. But anyway, so the Winklevoss twins. Jess, do you know about the Winklevoss twins?
No.
Have you watched The Social Network?
No.
You've got to watch that film. It's great. Can you watch it tonight, please?
Yeah.
You're not doing a watch party, are you?
Oh, we're doing a watch party for it? And which one? Because she may be disappointed if she stumbles across the one, the shittier one. There's a couple.
Is there? I don't think there is.
Oh, sorry. No, I'm thinking of Apple. I'm thinking of Apple.
Same screenwriter, Aaron Sorkin. Uses index cards. Anyway, the Winklevoss twins went to, is it David Portnoy, the guy who founded Barstool Sports?
Yep.
A podcast network and all that sort of thing. Anyway, they were explaining Bitcoin, right? So apparently the Winklevoss twins hold the most amount of Bitcoin in the world, right?
Really?
And do you know what they were saying? The reason why you should invest in Bitcoin versus things like gold?
Why?
Because apparently Bitcoin has like a static, like there is no more new Bitcoin. It just needs to be mined, right? Yep. Like it's a static amount. It's sort of like stable. What they were saying was Elon Musk is going to be doing asteroid mining, and so asteroid mining for like precious gold and stuff. So what they're saying is it's like the way they said it, which I don't think this is actually how it happened. He's like, yeah, like gold in the future could just be like raining from the sky, basically.
Yeah, well, I mean, there are like asteroids and meteorites and I mean, maybe it's not a meteorite meteorites have to hit Earth potentially. I don't know, but whatever it is, like you can get foreign bodies from space that like have so much, have so many minerals on them that it makes everyone in the world like a trillionaire. Like there's that much stuff that you could just collect and bring back to Earth, and then of course it depreciates. Like it brings down the value of everything.
It's a pretty crazy thought, don't you think?
It's outrageous.
I mean, what does that make you
wrapping
think?
Your head around.
Jess, what do you think?
I mean, I just feel like if that was to happen, though, it'd all even out. Like everything is relative to what you like.
But if you've got a heap of gold, if you invest in gold and you had fucking, $1 million worth of gold, and then all of a sudden someone said, "Hey, that gold that you have." Jeff down the street got his gold for $2.
You're in trouble. You've lost your $2 million.
It's not worth $1 million anymore.
No, exactly. That's what I mean by it's all kind of relative. Like,
what does that mean? What does it mean? It's all relative.
Like if it brings it down, if you can get gold for $2 versus whatever it costs now, it's not really worth that money anymore, is it? Because it's so available.
Exactly. And so the thing is, it's like it's not relative in the sense that there's going to be a bunch of people who were perceived rich in 2020 because they've got all this gold. but it's not worth anything anymore. It's like if you had 50 grand in the bank, if all of a sudden they're like, hey, that 50 grand can only buy you 3 coffees from like an average coffee place, no almond milk, you're fucked.
Yeah, it's like when you go overseas. And you lose
Look,
To be honest, imagine if there was a
it's currency
tomorrow,
conversion.
every single what cards are you getting? What are they? Cue cards?
Index cards.
Index cards somehow disappeared from the earth, and then Josh has the last 4,000. You'd be the richest man on earth.
Yeah. I'd have $4 trillion potentially. It's huge. It's massive when you put it that way. Fuck, it's a good investment. All right.
Yeah.
Anything else, Jess, to report? Anything to... Any suggest? So I'll give a I like weekend banters being a bit of a recommendation moment. I think I've spoken about them, but I've never shown them. I had this for my breakfast. It's a silly breakfast, but I did it anyway. The company is Tasty, TASTI, proudly New Zealand owned since 1932. It's the nut butter whole food balls cacao brownie. These things.
Oh, yep. New brand in
delicious.
Coles.
Yes.
Woolies or whatever.
Woolies, I think. So it's got the ingredients list is on the back because I'm trying to be good with sort of the ingredients that I'm putting, trying not to do refined shit. Dates, peanut butter, 22%, coconut, soy protein, cacao, almonds.
Yeah.
Date syrup, a hint of natural flavoured and sea salt. It's pretty good.
There's not many
I don't know why
ingredients
you
there.
haven't gone and made the protein balls that I.
Well,
made
so
the
that's what.
recipe
So
for.
I bought the dates.
Oh.
I did buy the dates that you said, and I started just fucking eating them from the bag.
They are so yum.
Yeah, and also I got the cashews. What else was in them? So there was cashews,
Cacao.
dates, cacao.
protein.
Sure, you put
powder.
like flaxseed
Oh, that was the
meal
thing
or
I
something
didn't
like
have.
that.
Chia? No.
Chia seeds. Yeah.
Was it flax
No,
seeds in yours?
I use coconut flour.
That's right.
I
Yeah.
don't use flax seeds, but you could probably pop them in.
Yeah, just go hard. Just fill it out with everything.
So that's my recommendation,
desiccated coconut.
and that was it was just easy. But Jess, I do want it. Bree's concern is, and she actually said this last night. She said, "If we eat the balls, you're going to eat them all." I was like, "Fuck
Yeah.
yeah."
Well, if you make the balls, is that what you meant? Yeah.
yeah,
Make the balls, you eat a heap of them.
No, you have to limit
It's
yourself
dangerous.
to one a day.
yeah, and so Bree said you can't do it because I've been having like
Well, how many did
yesterday.
you
I
have
had
yesterday? Yeah.
9 cans of sparkling water, but the fucked up thing is still dehydrated. Was pissing like fucking.
How many coffees did you have though?
2.
How many coffees did you have?
So I had 9 cans. It was the
What are you
equivalent of,
eating?
Like 2.5.
What are you eating? Like, there's
I
so
had-
much more to.
Right, so I'll tell you what I ate yesterday.
I didn't want to know.
No, I'll tell you.
He's gonna
So I
tell
had
you.
black beans with capsicum, jalapenos, and 3 eggs. I had 3 protein balls. I had
You had 4, didn't you? Because you had 1 at night.
yeah, 4. Yeah, thanks, fucking bitch. The half a smoothie, a handful, like a very small handful of cashews.
Yeah.
Grapefruit.
And a grapefruit.
There's something going on though. Maybe can you, in your water, just sprinkle a little bit of Himalayan salt?
So this is the thing, the eggs and stuff I've been salting very well.
Yeah. I don't know. Something's going on.
Well, I reckon.
you're,
Can
you're
you
not
do
absorbing
an
the water.
experiment? Can you do an
But no, wouldn't
experiment where
the
you
absorbing of
switch
the
out?
water? But Sevs, just quickly, like on the absorbing the water thing, if you're not absorbing the water, wouldn't it be clear and you'd just be pissing all the time?
No, that's like you're
Oh, wait,
dehydrated. You're saying you wouldn't piss at all.
So what are you saying?
Because I'm saying that your body's not absorbing the liquid. So you can drink liquid, but your body's not absorbing it to hydrate yourself. And so you're not hydrated.
But if it was not absorbing, then
You'd be
it would just
pissing
be
clear.
coming through. So it'd be pissing clear. So my
Which is
issue
what I
is
have.
that
But that's not the...
I'm like pissing
No,
butter.
because you piss... When you
I hate
piss
that saying.
clear... it's disgusting, isn't it? It's fucking putrid.
know.
When you piss clear is when you are hydrated. You're healthy. So
where the
you're
fuck-
not
but if you're saying
hydrated.
if you're not absorbing it, So if you are
look it up, water absorption. It doesn't just because you're smashing a litre of water doesn't mean that yes, it's good and you should be doing it, but there is something else. That's what I'm saying. There's something that is going on around the actual absorption and hydration coming from the water.
Could you?
Okay,
switch out. Could you switch it out with normal water?
Yeah.
Water
is that,
in your
Josh,
kidneys.
You're still flushing out all of the shit that you've been eating for the past
It could
couple of
be
weeks.
that.
30 years.
Actually, actually, you know what? I reckon you are spot on. All right, no, you're right. You know what? I haven't eaten meat all week, and so I reckon you are spot on. I reckon it's literally I'm pissing beef stock because it's still fucking in my system.
I don't think you're eating enough meat, like to be. You went on a carnivore diet.
I was eating a lot.
You're just eating shitty versions. Like if you're eating burritos and fucking just crappy food,
yeah,
that's not you eating a lean meat diet. So you can't say that. Like there's people healthy on lean, like just meat diets, and so.
No, but there's a toxicity to it, isn't there? Isn't it? Like if you go from eating if you go from one diet to, like, if you radically change your diet, not like, what do they call it? Like I'm going on a cleanse. So, like, cleanses are a bit fucking bullshit. But the thing is, like, surely my body is changing to what I'm eating now. No?
But you've been mentioning the pissing butter for about 7 years. So it's nothing new in that respect.
Well, no, so I have, so the reason why I have that is because 60 to 70% of the time, pissing clear. But then, so I wake up this morning and I piss, I'm like, fuck, what's going on? Like I had heaps of water.
Overnight, you know that overnight you can become dehydrated.
Okay, so maybe
dehydration.
So I'm pissing clear during the day, but I'm just surprised that in the mornings.
Oh my God, that is literally everyone. Like even the healthiest, most hydrated people do that.
All right, well, so that's what we worked out. So I'm fine.
I thought you were pissing butter at like.
No.
Yeah.
No, I'll go piss a clear one right now, I reckon.
Oh, you're so
Can you give us that
coffee? Worried about.
Okay.
I mean, what if you just tried switching out with that amount that you have in 7 or 9 cans of that water
into like still water
into still water and see what happens?
Yeah. I need
to do an experiment.
The thing is, I just need a nice vessel to have them in. The big plastic thing is annoying. The fucking
oh my
God, soda
the privilege here,
the fungus
the
thing.
Fucking privilege.
I need
just get a little Voss bottle.
Yeah, spot on.
Get a Voss bottle.
I've been to Voss.
Really?
Even
what the factory?
I've showered in your water.
Is that a place? I didn't know that. Voss. Tell me about it.
Yeah. Yeah, Voss. Norway. Yeah, went there. I've got a picture with a sign at the front.
And so it is the actual. Can you bring your own bottle and fill up?
I'm sure you could have if you wanted to. There was like a lake there. I can't really remember it that well. We were there for like a night. Yeah. That's all I've got for you. I'm sorry.
No, that's all wow. The first premium water enhanced with Aquaman.
I mean, you're just filling it up with
plant-based
normal water after the fact.
Complex.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
but yeah, I think
if there's one takeaway from today, guys, go and drink some water.
Yeah, but also it's fine if you're pissing not like butter, but like not clear in the morning.
Yeah, and also you should have a glass of lemon water in the morning.
So Brie has been making a concoction with apple cider vinegar or whatever. It's like it's a.
Is it yum? What does it taste like?
Yeah, it tastes like I like it because it tastes like drinking out of like a pickle jar, but Brie doesn't like it.
It sounds disgusting. Yeah. Anyway, all right, guys. Have a good weekend.
Talkshow.com if you want to send us an email. How are you going? Good. All right. See ya.
We love you.
Bye.
See you guys.